Hi, my name is Solo P1 and he's finally done it. Today we witnessed sporting history. Look, we know we witnessed racing history, but we witnessed sporting history. An historic sporting history. Lewis Hamilton with 92 race wins. 92. You're going to get the haters online. They're going to come online and they're going to say, nah, he ain't the greatest. He only done it because he had the best car. That's all you're going to do. But we can sweep them idiots under the carpet. Nobody cares about them. Bitter haters. See you later. All I'm concerned about is the positive people. The people who's backed Hamilton from day one. And there's millions and millions around the world who has backed Lewis Hamilton from day one. Lewis Hamilton from Stevenage is the ultimate race winner in Formula One. 92 race wins. Surpassing Michael Schumacher. The record that everybody thought would never, ever be broken. I thought at one time, even a couple of years ago, 91 race wins. That's a bit far. 7 championships, 8 maybe. But then race wins, it was so far away. Look, he stands on his own. He's got his own wing. His own wing is there. And now he's going to win the 7-time world champion, equaling Michael Schumacher's championship record. And next year, let's face it, he'll probably win another championship to make 8. To be the only man ever to hold 8 world championships. What an achievement by Lewis Hamilton. His dad was there today, got his little iPad out. Well, it wasn't a little iPad, it was a big iPad. He took his iPad out, his iPad Pro, recorded his son finishing the finishing line, crossing the finishing line. That was an emotional moment when he walked over to his dad, hugged his dad, because they'd done it together. It all started out from the karting days, when his dad used to go around asking for sponsors, and they used to look at him and laugh at him. And his dad and Hamilton used to get upset and see his dad the way they were racist with him, the way they used to treat them. And I've come through all that journey together, and now he's at the top of motorsport, Formula One. He's the top of motorsport. All right, you got the Indy cars, you got your GT cars, you got your Le Mans cars, but Formula One is the best. And if you want to be the best driver, you have to make it in Formula One. You have to get to Formula One. And then when you get to Formula One, then the journey begins. And Hamilton came in 2007, debut season, only lost the championship by a couple of points because he went onto the gravel, because I told him to pit. And now look, he could have won. He was out qualifying Fernando Alonso. At the time was a 2-time world champion. And he was just a rookie coming in. Lewis Hamilton, he was out qualifying Alonso. But he's still going to get the haters on because he had the best car. That's all you're going to hear from the haters. It makes me laugh. When you hear him on Twitter, hear him on the TV, you say, he only done it because he's got the fastest car. He only won 7 world titles, 92 race wins. That means anybody can do it. That means anybody can get in his car and win 7 world titles. Yeah, good luck with that. He has got the mental strength, the commitment, week in, week out, year in, year out. And that's the only way you're going to do it. It takes someone special to do it. That's why Schumacher was like that as well. Committed, mental strength. Now look at Lewis Hamilton. It is absolutely amazing. We all knew he was going to do it. We knew it at the beginning of the season, but he's actually done it now. And you can see a big weight is lifted off his mind. He didn't want to think about it. He didn't want to think about breaking record because that's how he is. Because he believes if you start thinking ahead, that's it. You might make mistakes. Yeah, he passed Bottas. It was 20 odd seconds at the end in front of Bottas. All right, Bottas might have turned his engine down. We'll never know. But come on. Lewis Hamilton. There's nothing nobody can say about him. If you come out and you hate him, you're just jealous. Just jealous, or maybe it's the other thing, if you know what I mean. But 92 race wins and counting. Before he retires, he might end up with 120 race wins. Max Verstappen said it himself. Press conference after the race. He said, what an achievement by Lewis Hamilton. What an achievement. He could end up with 100 and plus race wins before he ends his career. And he said he's going to go on to at least 40. You know the contract's ready. To me, I think the contract's already signed. They're just winding up the press. Martin Brundle called it yesterday. I'm with Martin Brundle on that one. But, you know, was it a good race? Yeah. For the first 15 minutes, first 20 minutes. And after that, order resumed. It was absolutely amazing. So, I'm going to get into this race day, if my voice can take it. So, we had race day. We had lights out of the way we go. We had the front two on the grid. Hamilton and Bottas. Lights out of the way we go. Hamilton had a good start. Max went straight in front of Valtteri Bottas. Bottas was struggling a bit on the tyres. So was everybody, really. Hamilton was struggling on the tyres. When Bottas, when he got to the first turn, Max was in front of Bottas. Hamilton stayed in front, but Hamilton looked like he was struggling with his tyres for the first three corners. He had no heat in them tyres, nor did Bottas, but for some reason, Bottas' tyres switched on before Hamilton's. So Bottas was past Hamilton, done. Past Hamilton, and Hamilton was losing time. And I thought, what's going on here? Because I knew what it was at the time, but I didn't want people to just pass him, and he just got kicked out of the race, because that can happen. We all know the first lap, that's the most time you're going to see the accidents. And I thought, if all these cars are going past Hamilton, someone's going to clip his car and he's going to go into the gravel, then it's over. Sainz, after lap 4 or 5, he takes the lead. Sainz's grip in his car was amazing from the beginning. He went past Max, he went past all of them, and he went straight into front by lap 6. Lap 7, the first lap, when it started, Perez got hit by Max. Got hit by Max Verstappen, Perez. So Perez didn't go out the race, but his car was a little bit damaged. But he still carried on. He got hit, he lost loads of position, but he carried on. But back to lap 6. Sainz was in front by lap 6, so he was kind of coasting. We all knew as the race was going that the Mercedes, once they get the grip into the tyres and the heat, that they'll pass Sainz. But the reason why Sainz got the good jump, one, because he's a great driver, and to me, Red Bull should have had him, but they made a mistake. They should have kept Sainz on the Red Bull program, which they never. And another reason why, he was on the soft tyres. With the soft tyres here, they heat up very easier. We all know the soft tyres. You want the best tyres to get heat in the tyres, it's the soft tyres. And Hamilton and Bottas was on the medium tyres. So it took them about 3 or 4 laps for their tyres to heat up. Lap 7, Hamilton takes Sainz on the DRS. So by lap 7, Mercedes car, like I told you at the beginning, the car was heating up the tyres and the grip was coming. So it passed him on the DRS. Black and white flag by Stroll, because he comes off again. He hit Stroll. No, Stroll hit Perez. No, it weren't Stroll. Stroll came off the track, exceeded track limits, and then Stroll got a penalty. 5-second time penalty. So lap 12, Kimi put some medium tyres on. So Kimi wasn't comfortable on the soft tyres. He'd done 12 laps, went straight into the pits. He had a good start, by the way, Kimi. He had a very good start. But Kimi went straight into the pits on lap 12 and put the medium tyres on. Lap 14, radio said on his... No, Lap 14, Bottas had done his radio. My tyres are not feeling good. My front tyres are graining. And he said the wind's picking up as well. That's another thing he said on the radio. This was at lap 14. Hamilton, this is where it was all funny, right? Hamilton, lap 15, said that the grip is going on the tyres. Tyres don't feel good. The grip is going. And I thought straight away, there's no way his grip's going. He was setting fastest lap after fastest lap. And he said his tyres were going. Now, he said his tyres were going first. When Max pitted, right? When Max pitted, he came back on the radio and said my tyres are fine. So to me, Hamilton was saying he's playing a kind of psychological game with Red Bull. He come and said his tyres were going, probably trying to force Max Verstappen into a pit before him. Because as soon as Max pitted after that, a few laps after, Hamilton said, nah, my tyres are fine. And then after that, he started setting the fastest lap after fastest lap after fastest lap. Turn 1, Lando hit... turn 1, there was a dive bomb by Stroll and hit Lando Norris. And I thought to myself, what is this guy doing? Lance Stroll. He was all over the place. He was all over the place, reckless. But again, he'll still have a job because his daddy owns part of the team, so he ain't going nowhere. This is why Ocon had to have that year out. If it weren't for Lance Stroll, his dad being in the F1 business, Lance Stroll would have stayed there. I mean, Lance Stroll would have been out of Formula 1 by now. And Ocon would have never had that year off. And now it's happened again with Perez. But with Perez, he's got other options. To me, Perez is going to Red Bull, in my opinion. If they don't give Gasly, I think Perez is getting that spot. He's my favourite. He's my favourite to get that spot at Red Bull. So, there was an investigation and Lance Stroll got another 5-second time penalty. Altogether, it was 10-second time penalty, all in all. Max passes Bottas on lap 20. Bottas started losing a bit of grip, then sets the fastest laps. Albon pits on lap 24, puts the medium tyres. Albon, I'll tell you right now, Albon will not be there this time next year at Red Bull. Christian Horner's coming out in the press now again, saying, we can unlock that potential. We'll have to see what happens. No. We know, and you know, Johnny Herbert knows, Simon Lazenby knows, that we all know, and Crafty knows, the whole F1 world knows. If you don't, you're a fucking moron. We all know that Albon won't be there next season. It's never going to happen. He's not good enough. He might be out of F1. There might be a point where he's actually out of F1 because there's no seats left for him. If Gasly's going to stay, if Gasly stays at Toro Rosso, there's nowhere else for him to go. And that's it. Stroll, 5-second time penalty, like I said. Lap 25, tyres, good after a Red Bull. Pits, lap 27, Sainz pits, medium tyres. Vettel pits, hard tyres. And lap 29, Gasly pits, puts the medium tyres on. So everybody, by lap 29, mostly the whole grid had pitted. Hamilton sets another fastest lap, still on the medium tyres. This was a guy 5 laps before was saying, my grip's gone. I got no grip on my tyres. Just try and force Max Verstappen into a pit. And soon as, like I said, Max Verstappen pitted, he got 3 fastest laps in a row, and he says, yep, tyres are fine. Perez fighting with Ocon, getting the best of him. It was a good comeback by Perez, because he got clipped at the beginning to come and make that fight back. He made the fight back past Ocon. Him and Ocon was having a nice little mini battle. The battle when Ocon and Perez was battling, it was like the battle between a few years ago now, not that long ago, but a few years ago. It was like Vettel and versus Multi 21. I'll just call him Multi 21. And it was like them two, Mark Webber, if you don't know what Multi 21 is. If you're an F1 fan, you should know what Multi 21 is. So it was Vettel versus, it was like that rivalry between them two, and it was at, I think it was not Singapore. It was either China, one of them tracks. Mark Webber and Vettel was battling each other. That's what the battle with Ocon and Perez was like. Lap 36, Stroll pits, takes penalty, changes, puts the soft tyres on. Russell pits at lap 38. Russell done the best he could. Look, Russell, I was hoping Russell got into the points. He never. And Russell only can do what his car can do. He can eke out a little bit more, but he ain't got the car underneath him. And I'll still stick by my statement. Russell is the second best driver on the grid, in my opinion. Right? So, Bottas said he was about to pit on lap 42, and Bottas said on the radio, oh, maybe we should go on the hard. Maybe we should go on the hard. Or no, maybe we should go on the soft tyres. And they said, no, hard. So, to me, if that was Lewis Hamilton said, I want to go on the soft, they would have done it. But because Bottas said it, they said, no, you're going on the hard. That's the best compound. And it was the best. Medium and the hard was the best compound for this track, for the Mercedes car. Soft tyres were no good. It was no good. When they pitted Perez, when Perez went on the soft tyres, it was a big mistake. They should have put Perez back on the medium, but they never. I'm not sure if they had the option. I'm not sure, but they should have put him. If they did have the option, they made a mistake, and they know they made a mistake. Because even though Perez was good towards the end, if he would have had the medium tyres when he came into the pits the first time, when he came back into the second time, he would have. I reckon he could have got easy fourth place, but he never. Yeah, Lando pits slow puncher. He had a slow puncher, changed his tyres. Perez pits a lap 46, puts the soft tyres on, like I just said. They should have put the medium tyres on Perez. They should have. Albon, 1.8 seconds. I think that was a world record. They set another world record in the pits. Red Bull, the one thing I say about Red Bull, when it comes to the pits, you are not going to beat Red Bull at pitting. They are the best at pitting by far. They keep breaking their own records. 1.8 seconds in the pits. That is amazing. That's just closing your eyes, opening them, and they've pitted. So, Ocon first time pits. He went on for 54 laps, Ocon. 54 laps Ocon went on for. 54. Alright? And he pitted and put the soft tyres on. Daniel Fiat, 5-second time penalty for track limits. Everybody kept going off the track because obviously it's the way the track's designed. When you go up the hill, you don't know where the braking point's going to be because it's not like a normal track where you go to brake, you can see the corner. A lot of these corners, you can't see them. They're going up the hill and they can't see the corner. So it was going off track limits. A lot of the drivers were. Fiat was another one of them. 5-second time penalty, track limits. Max said the wind was picking up. And it was picking up. And maybe potential rain again. So I think maybe towards the end, we're going to get a bit more excitement. There's going to be a bit of rain. But then the rain never come. The wind was gusty. You saw the trees on the track blowing everywhere. I thought one time one of the trees was going to come off and go onto the track because it was that windy. The cars were handling it just. So Gasly passes Perez at the end of lap 64 just because Perez was on them soft tyres. But Gasly was, look, for me, the drive of the day, I would have gave it to Perez. Closely Charles Leclerc, because Charles Leclerc finishing fourth in that Ferrari. Charles Leclerc is showing his stuff in that Ferrari. I know he's probably got a better setup than Vettel, I don't know, but Charles Leclerc is showing that he's talented and he's getting the best out of that car. And yeah, he was either out of Charles Leclerc or Perez, but I would have just gave it to Perez. Just the fact that he got hit at the beginning and he came back in the position that he was in. So Gasly passes Perez, then Sainz passes Perez right at the end. Lewis Hamilton by then had a comfortable lead. It was 20 plus seconds in front of Bottas. Bottas obviously turned the engine down. And then Hamilton came, won the race, and become the greatest driver in race wins, 92 race wins and counting. And yep, you can't deny the fact what you can't deny him. You can't deny him. If it don't matter if you don't like him, but look, you don't even know the guy. Oh, I don't like him, arrogant. That's a bullshit statement, man. It's a bullshit statement. Oh, I don't like him because I don't like. You don't even know the guy. You don't know the guy. Forget if you're like, at the end of the day, right, you have to respect the guy. If you don't respect Hamilton as a driver and what he's accomplished, you're a moron. A grade A moron. And that's it. If you say, oh, yeah, because you're bitter, you don't like him, you're bitter, whatever, man. He's got the 92 race wins, Going to be a 7-time world champion. Next year, to me, he's going to win eight world titles. Bottas ain't going to stop him. Bottas ain't going to stop him. He's going to win 8 world titles, 92 race wins, and by next year, he'll be on 100 plus and counting of race wins. This guy he said after the interview with Sky, he feels fitter than ever. He feels younger than ever. His skin feels better. Everything feels better. He's in a good place. He's got a good team. This is what Michael Schumacher had at Ferrari. He had the good team around him. He made the team around him, just like Lewis Hamilton is. And that's it. He's done it, man. 92 race wins. The record that most people never thought it was ever going to be accomplished. Martin Brundle, Johnny Herbert, Anthony, all of them. They said, nah, that record ain't going to be broken. And he's done it. And you cannot deny his accomplishments. And he's still good. He's gonna sign another contract. We all know he's gonna sign a contract. He's gonna be, you know what I mean? He's gonna be there for at least another 3 years. If we're coming into the new regulations, we don't know what's gonna happen there. You know, Mercedes is on it anyway. They've got more time to prepare for the new regulations, because once they wrap up the season early, they can work on they don't have upgrades. They just keep the car the way it is now. They ain't had an upgrade for ages, and they're not going to have an upgrade, because when they don't have no upgrades on the car, that gives them more time to work on next year's car. And that's how it goes. And this is why Hamilton and this is why Mercedes continue to win year in, year out, because they always wrap up the title early, and that gives them the team. They bring the team in the back, and they start working on the next car. So when the previous year, and now when the next year comes, they're ready already. They've been ready, and everybody's playing catch up. This is why they're so successful. And that's it. So the final results, we've got Lewis Hamilton 1, 92 race wins and counting. Second, Valtteri Bottas. Third place, Max Verstappen. Fourth place, Charles Leclerc. Fifth place, Pierre Gasly. Sixth place, Carlos Sainz. Seventh place, Sergio Perez. 8th place, Esteban Ocon. 9th place, Daniel Ricciardo. 10th place, Sebastian Vettel. 11th place, Kimi Raikkonen. 12th place, Alexander Albon. 13th place, Lando Norris. 14th place, George Russell. 15th place, Antonio Giovinazzi. 16th place, Kevin Magnussen. 17th place, Roman Grosjean. 18th place, Nicholas Latifi. 19th place, Daniel Kvyat. And Lance Stroll, DNF, didn't finish. But he's still going to be there next season, because we all know, because Daddy owns part of the team. We all know. So, fastest laps. DHL fastest lap, Lewis Hamilton. So he wrapped that up. So we got pole, won the race, and fastest lap. That's a triple. Pit stop, we all know that goes to Racing Point. Not Racing Point, the fastest pit was Red Bull. And yeah, we've got the Drivers' Championship. We've got on top, we've got Lewis Hamilton with 256 points. Bottas second with 179. Third place, Max Verstappen, 162. Daniel Ricciardo, fourth place, Renault at 80. Fifth place, Charles Leclerc, 75. Sixth place, Sergio Perez with 74. Lando Norris with McLaren, 65. And Albon in 8th with 64 points. So Albon's on 64 points. Max Verstappen's on 162, and they're in the same car. So what does that say about Albon? There you go. You remember when everybody was jumping on? Let me just finish this off. Yeah, Lance Stroll, yeah. So Carlos Sainz, Pierre Gasly, 9th place, a point behind Albon. There you go. 10th place, Carlos Sainz in 59 points. 11th place, Lance Stroll with 57 points. 12th place, Esteban Ocon with 40 points. 13th place, Sebastian Vettel with 18. 14th place, Daniel Kvyat with 14. And 15th place, Nico Hülkenberg with 10. Antonio Giovinazzi with 3 points. In 16th place, 17th place, Kimi Raikkonen with 2 points. And Roman Grosjean, 2 points in 18th. 19th place, Kevin Magnussen, 1 point. And Nicholas Latifi and George Russell at the bottom with no points. And the fastest lap goes to, like I said, Lewis Hamilton. Fastest lap. That goes to Lewis Hamilton. And that's it. Lewis Hamilton, we're going to have the interviews coming up now. But you remember at the beginning when everyone was running down Everybody, all the haters was running down Lewis Hamilton about, oh, he hit Albon and Albon done that Albon. And Albon just come out and said, nah, it was a racing incident, put that to bed. So all you haters was hating on Hamilton at the beginning from hitting Albon doing this. Albon just put it to bed and says, nah, it was a racing incident. That shut all you haters up. You're never going to win. You're never going to win, by the way, haters. You're never going to win. Right, we have top 3 drivers. We have third place, Max Verstappen. So we're going to play this. Hopefully there's no adverts. Let's see how it goes. No one.
Good grammar and spelling are important. But if you want
Adverts.
Your record of finishing on the podium at every race you finish continues. Pretty pleased?
Yeah, it's the most I can do. Of course, I would have liked to be on the podium a bit more. But anyway, still a good result again today.
The pace overall in the car's been strong again this weekend. Do you think you are gradually closing that gap to Merck?
Difficult to say today with the pace, but also this track I think is a bit special with the grip and like the new tarmac and tires. But I think overall we can be quite happy. Tricky beginning where we were struggling a bit for grip compared to some other cars, especially the McLarens were flying on the first lap, and even Kimi I think was behind me at one point, so I was quite shocked. But yeah, we managed to keep Kimi behind, and then at one point I got into the rhythm, passed the McLarens, was back into P3. But then, yeah, the soft tire was not an amazing tire today, where it just opened up on the front and you lose a lot of grip, so we had to pit. But once we went on to the medium tire, I think we had a good pace. But clearly you could see today that the medium tire was by far the best tire. So even if I would have started on the same strategy as Mercedes, I would have probably lost my time on the hard tire. So if you start on the soft or lose it on the hard, it doesn't really matter. So at the end, I think P3 for us was the best we could do.
Were you a little bit worried when you had that contact with Checo for the car?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I probably didn't exactly know where I was, but he clearly didn't give me enough space and took himself out. And then from there onwards, first, of course, I'm checking if the steering is still straight and everything, but luckily everything was fine and we could continue.
That's where they made a mistake with Perez. So it was Perez who tried to pass Max and then they clipped each other. So that's where Perez kind of, but he came back. When he went into the pits the second time, they should have put the medium tyres on him. So we got Valtteri Bottas. He said, I had no chance of matching Hamilton's lap times. Honest. The honesty prevails. He knows he's not good enough. He's accepted he's not good enough. And he said it on the interview. He said he had no chance of matching Hamilton's lap times. Done. Let's play it. Adverts.
Valtteri, you took advantage of the tricky conditions at the start and you must have felt, well, this is looking pretty good at that point.
Yeah, the first lap was quite nice, really enjoyed it. It was, I think it looked maybe strange for viewers, but there was actually quite a bit of rain in the first lap, so that's why it was really slippery, and especially the guys with the soft tires naturally have better warm-up. But it was a good start for the race, but afterwards I couldn't, do anything for it because I just didn't have the pace today.
Were you surprised by your pace on the mediums versus Lewis?
Yeah, I was definitely, and I think even with the hard, I think I didn't have the pace, so I don't know the reason why, but there was no chance for me to match those lap times today.
So Bottas is being honest. So before I go into Lewis Hamilton's interview, Mercedes have got 435 points in the constructors. Red Bull second with 226. Racing Point with 126 points in third, and 2 points behind them in fourth, McLaren, and 4 points behind them, Renault, 120, and in sixth place, Ferrari, 93. I still think Ferrari maybe, if Vettel starts clocking at them times, that Ferrari could probably get fifth place, maybe even fourth, you never know. Because Renault's only 4 points behind McLaren. Seventh place, 77 points, AlphaTauri. And 8th place, Alfa Romeo with 5 points, and Haas with 3 and Williams with none. So we're going to have Lewis Hamilton's interview. And he says, discovered new ways to increase Portuguese Grand Prix pace.
Good grammar.
Can't do it, can they?
Incredible victory out there. Stunning
you.
tyre management, keeping your head when you lost those positions at the start. Like, just talk me through it.
Yeah, I think it felt like a very long race, but it was such a tricky weekend. You saw Valtteri was quickest all weekend, and having that switch, managing to get the pole position yesterday was really great. But then to try and convert that today was going to be tough on those mediums, getting them to wake up, get them to work. At this track, it's very, very hard. And then we started to see rain at the beginning, and I had a big oversteer moment through turn 6, and I backed off. I was like, okay, I've got a lot to lose. I'm just going to find my way through. And then people started coming back by, and it's very easy in that moment to lose your cool, but I just stay calm, and I found it quite easy to stay quite composed because I knew that once I got the temperatures, I'd be able to fight back. But of course, did I know that I was going to have the pace that I had? No, but I was discovering the whole way new ways of extracting more performance from this track and this tarmac and these tires. So it felt like one of my best.
Running out of superlatives to describe you, but today 92 wins, of course, which actually is Ayrton Senna's total plus Alain Prost's total as well. So 51 plus 40.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty special, isn't it?
Wow. I mean, it's very, very hard to find words weekend in, weekend out when you're going through this process and this journey this year. But you know, I always say it's very humbling because it is. It's like my heart is beating very fast right now, and my emotions are very, very high. You know, I think today I wanted to, every race, you know, have the same nerves as you go into every single race, the same worries, like it's the first race, and the same desires and the same anxiety, all these different things. And you also have times where you're like, am I falling off a cliff? Am I on the backside? And I feel like I'm still going up. So yeah, it's I never thought I'd be here, but I am, and hope that continues to hopefully show people that no matter what people say to you, just keep believing, keep pushing, and stay focused. Don't let up.
So that was great words by Lewis Hamilton. 92 race wins. About here, and I'm happy that you've done it. And it's for kids who come from a non-privileged background, this inspires them. This will inspire kids in the next generation from different religions, different colour, whatever, different backgrounds, colour, to try and get into racing, to make a success of being a professional driver. Not just saying F1, I mean as a pro driver. And Lewis Hamilton, is inspiring so many young boys, young black boys, Asian boys, whatever. He's inspired so many kids from a poor background to think, you know what, maybe it is possible to be a professional driver. Maybe it's possible. Lewis Hamilton's given us that hope. And like he said at the end of the interview, he said, right, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. Keep focusing, keep working hard, and don't let up. Don't take your foot off the gas. Keep going. Because maybe one day you can be a professional driver. And then when you make it, boy, I'm not talking about to boys or girls, don't matter, male or female. When you make it, you can always turn and say, Lewis Hamilton inspired me. Because that's what he's doing. Because he never come from a rich background. Everybody knows his background. His dad had to work hard, sell anything, just a bits of metal to try and give him money to go go-karting, do racing. And he's made it. His journey, got to thank his dad, he got to thank Ron Dennis for getting him into the McLaren program. He got to thank Niki Lauda for getting him over to Mercedes. And look at him, 92 race wins and counting. What an historic achievement. So I'm going to leave you now, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe, like. Follow me on Twitch. All links are going to be below. I'm going to end now. I'm going to play Lewis Hamilton's race win, the end of it. No video, just audio. And you're going to listen to it after the video. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to disappear. And I'm going to play this video. Thank you very much, guys. Hit the subscribe button. See you in Imola. To me, Italy's best track. Can't wait to Imola next week. See you later, guys. Listen to Lewis Hamilton's record-breaking 90-second race win. Bye.
Lewis Hamilton, round then the final couple of corners here. The man that woke up this morning on the verge of an historic 90-second win in Formula One. Records are there to be broken, said Michael Schumacher. The record is broken. Lewis Hamilton wins the Portuguese Grand Prix. Hamilton has more wins than any other driver in Formula One history.
Get in there, Lewis. What a race, mate. You are rewriting the history books. Well done, mate. What a fantastic job today. Really awesome.
Lewis, 92. 92.
Wow, guys. I naturally couldn't have done this without all of you. Thank you so much for continuing to believe in me, continuing to strive for perfection. It's such an honor to work with you guys. Thank you.
And you, Lewis, a real honour. It is a real honour, genuinely.
Amazing job, guys. Woo! Amazing.
Lewis, Bono is busy. He's coming to you on the podium.
As Lewis rightly says, I can't